In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a cool glitch logo animation inside After Effects. How to create this from start to finish. And also, if you're a member on my Patreon page, you can download this After Effects file in the link below. Feel free to go and get it for yourselves. And also you can use this template for text layers as well inside After Effects. So not only can you change out your logo, you can also add custom text to this template as well. Without further ado, let's dive into today's video.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
So I'm inside Adobe After Effects, and to get started, I'm going to go up to Composition, New Composition. I'm going to name this Final Glitch Animation here, and then from the presets, I'm just going to choose 1920 by 1080, 29 frames a second, and then 10 seconds is good for the duration. Now the first thing is to import your logo if you wish to use a logo. So I'm going to go to the Finder and grab my logo, click and drag it to the project file window, and then click and drag it to your timeline. Next, I'm going to scale it down quite a bit. And the first thing I'm going to do is animate this. So I'm going to scale, go out to about 10 frames or so, and I'm going to scale in my animation by clicking on the stopwatch, going to the beginning, and then changing it down to 0. Actually, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to change it up to 1000. That way it zooms in. And then I'm going to right click on the last keyframe and go to Easy Ease In. Then go into the graph editor, I'm going to click on the last keyframe. While holding down Shift, I'm going to drag it to the left. That way it kind of animates on like this. And I'm going to add some motion blur to this. And as you can see, this will kind of soften the edges as it animates in. Next, I'm going to just fade out my logo at the end. So I'm going to hit T on my keyboard to bring up opacity, click on the stopwatch, then go to the very end and change the value to 0. And now I'm going to pre-compose this by right-clicking and going to pre-compose. We're going to name this placeholder as, this will be our placeholder for our template. I'm going to click Move All Attributes to the new composition. So now that we have our placeholder created, we're going to work on the glitch animation next. So to do that, I'm going to go up to Layer, New Solid, and I'm going to name this Glitch Animation. Just make sure you click Make Comp Size and then click OK. Next, the first effect we're going to add to the solid is a checkerboard effect. So I'm just going to click and drag this to our solid here. And then from the drop down, I'm going to change it to width and height sliders. And we're going to make some adjustments to the width and height. I'm going to change it to 15, and then for the height, 55, and that's good for that effect. The next effect I'm going to use is Turbulent Displace. I'm going to click and drag that to our solid here. I'm going to change the displacement to horizontal displacement, and then the amount to 400, and then the complexity to 5, and then a few other options down below. I'm going to change the pinning to none and the anti-aliasing to high. Next, what I'm going to do is option click on the evolution and then add an expression called time, and then time times 2000. This will kind of animate it over time, as you can see. Next, we're going to pre-compose this. So I'm going to right click and go to pre-compose. I'm going to name this Glitch Animation Pre-Comp. Move all attributes into the new comp, then click OK. Now I'm going to go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and this adjustment layer will act as the effect that will pass through to our placeholder. So the effect we're going to search for is Displacement Map. We're going to double click that to add it to our adjustment layer, and then on the drop down, select our glitch animation layer. So now if we hide the glitch animation pre-comp layer, you can see that we're starting to add that displacement to our placeholder. And if we make some adjustments here, you can see how that's affecting our placeholder layer. So from here, this is the fun part. You can animate these. So I'm going to click on the stopwatches to make keyframes. At the beginning, I recommend going quite large, so maybe 500 and 300 to get started. Then you would go out in time to find where the logo lands, which I believe is 10 frames. So if we go forward to 10 frames or so, we can change those values to 0. As you can see, we have a nice glitch in when it rests. Then you can go forward either 1 or 2 frames and make adjustments. So I recommend going 1 or 2 frames at a time. You can play with these settings. This is really up to personal preference on how you want that glitch effect to look in your own project. But this is the general idea. You just kind of want to go out 2 to 3 frames at a time and make adjustments to get it looking okay. Once you have it set kind of looking like this, you can go forward in time, maybe out to a second or so, make more keyframes by clicking on the diamonds, go forward a few frames, make some adjustments to those values, then go forward a few frames, and then change it back down to 0. So it kind of snaps from 0 out a little bit, kind of does a little glitch effect. And then maybe one last one here out at 2 seconds. We'll make some keyframes, go out, make some adjustments here, maybe in the opposite direction might be a different look here, going up and to the side, then forward a few frames, and then change it back down to 0. So once we have it set, it should look something like this. Got the initial glitch and some little glitch pops at the end. So the next step is we're gonna select all of these and pre-compose them. And we're gonna name this glitch animation finished pre-comp. And we'll click OK. So the next step in this, I'm gonna show you how to do that RGB split effect to the logo animation. To do that, I'm gonna duplicate this layer 3 times by clicking on it and hitting Command D. So I recommend changing the names of these. So I'm gonna click on the first one, hit return and rename it red. The second one, name it green. The third one, make it blue. And then the fourth one, I'm gonna name it full. That way we know that's the full logo. And to separate the channels, what I recommend doing is soloing each layer, and then the effect that I'm gonna use is called curves. So inside curves, we're gonna click on the drop down next to channel and then basically remove all the other colors other than red. So for example, we'll go to green and click and drag the highlights all the way down to the bottom, and then go to blue and then click and drag it to the bottom. We're gonna unsolo red and solo green. Same thing, we're gonna double click on the curves to add that effect. Go to red, drop it down to 0. Go to blue, drop it down to 0. That way we only have green. And then finally for the last one, we'll do the same thing here. We'll add that curves effect. Go to red, drop down red to 0. And then go to green and drop down the green to 0. And that way you have these 3 channels, and then you have the full one on top of everything. And what I'm gonna do here to create that effect is offset them. So I'm gonna zoom in and offset these layers. That way you get a nice RGB trail effect in this animation. So specifically in this template, I use the opacity to control how often the RGB split effect is shown. Otherwise, if you don't use the opacity, it'll just show for the whole duration of the graphic. So I'm gonna select the layers and click T on my keyboard to bring up opacity. And then I'm gonna click on the stopwatch. I'm gonna change the initial value to 0 and then go out and forward in time and change it to 100. And then go out forward, make some keyframes, go out a few frames, and then make it 0. So you should have something that looks like this. If you play it back, it kind of happens and it kind of goes away. And then if you go forward out in time, you can make more keyframes. You can do one color at a time if you want to do one of the colors, such as blue here. Or maybe you do blue, make it down to 0, and then maybe you choose one of the other colors, such as green. So you can keyframe the green one, bring that up, bring it down. And like I said, it's up to personal preference, however you want your own glitch animation to look. These are the different ways that you can adjust the way it looks for your own logo. For the last one, I'm gonna keyframe all of them here. I'm gonna go forward a few frames, bring them all up to 100%. And then I'm gonna go out forward a few frames, bring it down to 0. And here we go. So that's how to create the RGB split effect inside After Effects. All right, so once you're happy, I'm gonna collapse these layers and select them one more time here. Right click, go to Pre-Compose. I'm gonna name it Glitch Animation with RGB Split Pre-Comp. And then click OK. And the last thing we'll do here is duplicate this one more time, and we'll add a nice glow effect to the background. Add the directional blur effect to this underneath layer. And then what this will do, this will add a nice glow. And then in effects controls, we'll change the direction to 90 degrees. And then what we can do is keyframe the blur length, so we can go out forward in time. Keyframe it, start it at 0, make it blur, make some adjustments here. You can keyframe this as you wish to add the glow or blur effect to this layer. And later on, we'll also increase the blur for these other little glitch areas as well. Then the final one at 2 seconds, we'll make a keyframe, go out a little bit, increase the blur, go out a little bit more, decrease it. And you can even ping pong back and forth a little bit, maybe go back up to 100 or so, and then at the very end, make it 0. And then once you're done, it should look something like this. So that's how I created this glitch animation inside Adobe After Effects. If you want to learn more about After Effects, there's several tutorials on my channel. I'll link one that you might like right up there. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.